Okay, more Democrats are freaking out today after a Democrat judge was dragged away in court after being sentenced to jail time. Tracy Hunter, pictured here, this is during this chaotic scene in court today. She was convicted of using her position to illegally help a family member. She was ordered to be taken into custody, sparking outrage from her supporters, other Democrats who are now threatening protests and boycotts because this judge was finally sentenced to jail for this felony. This case had been delayed from 2014, and it's just finally concluding now. Chaos erupted in this court scene today, Cincinnati courtroom. As a former judge convicted of using her position to illegally help a family member was dragged away to jail by a bailiff. Tracy Hunter, once a juvenile court judge. Another article also talking about this just gives some more context on Hunter, saying even before this Democrat who just been dragged away in court today, even before this trial, before Hunter's trial and the prolonged bitterness that followed, her controversial decisions and battles with the Republican prosecutor's office and the media who sued her for closing her courtroom and other restrictions. She closed off any kind of media coverage in previous cases before this. So very non-transparent, this Democrat judge. He's had other controversies going up against the Republican prosecutor, splitting the community along political lines. A Democrat, Hunter was the first Black woman elected to Hamilton County Juvenile Court and took the traditionally Republican judgeship into a hotly contested 2010 election that went to federal court, setting the stage for years of animosity between county Republicans and vocal Hunter supporters. So this was, at the time, in 2010, a pretty big deal for Democrats to have this judge elected, Hunter, and then by 2014, she had been convicted and has since been fighting the 6-month sentence for improperly passing on information to her brother in this job dispute. On Monday, today, after several appeals were exhausted, Hamilton County Common Pleas Judge has detailed the numerous letters and recommendations he's received urging him not to put Hunter behind bars. But when the judge announced that he wasn't moved and he ordered Hunter to be taken into custody, the defendant's supporters shouted their disapproval. One of them was stopped and arrested. So one of the supporters also arrested today as the judge, as the supporters tried to reach the defense table. This picture here, again, of the scene from today. Hunter went limp, and the bailiff lifted the former judge wearing a black dress by her underarms and dragged her away. The supporter, who was also arrested, was wearing a black t-shirt with the words "Justice for Judge Tracy M. Hunter." They were handcuffed and taken away. Case stems from the former judge's brother, Stephen Hunter, who worked as a youth corrections officer. Stephen Hunter allegedly struck a young offender on the job on July 7th, 2013, leading to the officer's boss to recommend his firing. Tracy Hunter, judge, and it was the one who improperly demanded and received documents about the case and passed them on to her brother, illegally interfering in the case. It's interesting, some of the articles also possibly more liberal outlets are kind of leaving out those details of the case, basically leaving out how the illegal part of the whole case of her interference. It's not really detailed to the extent that it should be in most of the articles on this, but this one at least acknowledging where she improperly stepped in that other case, also saying that they did pass on the documents. Slayed out by prosecutors, Tracy Hunter, who in 2010 became the first African-American elected to Hamilton County's juvenile court, has always insisted her prosecution was politically motivated. She said, "I violated no laws. I did not secure a public contract. I did not secure employment for my brother, who worked for the court for about 7 years before I was elected judge. They need to drop these unrighteous and I believe unlawful charges against me." So she's saying they need to drop these charges. Signs that the governor is even being pressured into making this an even lighter sentence than this 6 months. Update from today saying that they are considering the request to commute Tracy Hunter's sentence. But still criticism from others. Couple just interesting quotes closing here from yet another article just responding to this, saying pulling a couple quotes from those involved in the case, speaking on behalf of the state of Ohio during Monday's hearing. Special prosecutor in the trial is saying what she wants, what Hunter is trying to do, what she wants to is to control the facts. What she wants to do is to write the law. People criticizing this Democrat is just dragged away in court today, not going along with her story that these charges should be dropped. They're saying that she's trying to control the facts and trying to write the law for herself. Speaking on behalf of the state of Ohio during Monday's hearing, Croswell, the special prosecutor in the case that is arguing against the judge, he helped convince a jury to find Hunter guilty of helping her brother keep his job with Hamilton County. Hunter was convicted of having an unlawful interest in a public contract. This was a 4th-degree felony. Croswell said she deserves to spend 6 months in jail, which was the sentence that the retired judge imposed on Hunter. Quote here says what she, and this case has been dragged out since then, so it's now retired judge gave this 6-month sentence. Croswell saying she at least deserves to, at the very least, have this 6-month sentence in jail. Quote says what she wants to do is play by her own set of rules. That's what the special prosecutor is saying. That's the very attitude and the conduct. That's the same attitude and conduct that put her in the predicament that she's in, and frankly has caused all this pain to her and caused all this turmoil to the community. Another attorney spoke on Hunter's behalf, saying she's lost everything almost. She's lost her job as a judge, her law license, her ability to earn an income. She's lost peace of mind. So this is what the attorney's saying. Well, isn't that trying to spin this as if that's enough and that she shouldn't have the jail sentence? In response, Singleton said that Hunter believes she was wrongly convicted. He asked the judge to delay her sentencing at the very least, since he plans to file a motion to dismiss the case against Hunter. Please don't add to Tracy Hunter's burden the burden she's carried these past 5 years, her attorney said. The judge was unmoved, agreeing with Croswell by sending Hunter to jail. For her part, Hunter declined to speak. When the judge asked her if she wanted to say anything, then near the end of the hearing, Hunter tried to speak out, but the judge denied her the chance. I gave her an opportunity to speak, and that was turned down. It's not being offered now. So this judge, before being dragged away, she had a chance to speak. She denied it. Then she tried to speak up last minute, and the judge said no before she was dragged away. Hunter said, "So you're denying my right as a defendant to address the court?" "Ma'am, please have a seat," the judge said. "I just want to make sure." "Thank you. Thank you, ma'am," the judge said. It's another unusual turn of events. In yet another unusual turn of events, the judge read aloud several anonymous postcards he said he's received at his home, urging him to keep Hunter out of jail. The postcard suggested that the judge could face a backlash at the ballot box when he runs to remain on the bench next year. Meanwhile, Hunter is now at the Hamilton County Justice Center, where she's being housed in the jail's medical facility, likely because of the effects. She says, just talking about the previous case here, jail officials said that Hunter will be evaluated to see if she can take part in early release programs. It's just an interesting case. Let me know what you think. Again, some pretty outrageous statements from Hunter's attorney, I think, in this case. But definitely a dramatic scene, and a lot of similar things going on recently. Other indictments happening, other Democrats being jailed. Some videos that I've done recently. If you haven't caught up on them, you can, I guess, go back and look at some of the other stuff that's going on. Just interesting in the context of everything that's been happening recently. So let me know what you think. I do have a link in the video description to my Patreon account, patreon.com/realityreader. You can support the channel over there. Even $1 or $2 makes a huge difference, helps me keep talking about these issues. I also have paypal.me/realityreader, both links in the video description. Let me know what you think about this. I will follow up. I'll follow up soon. Thanks, everyone.